Anne of Green Gables is a beloved classic of children's literature, first released in 1908 by Canadian author L. M. Montgomery. Set in the late 19th century in the fictional village of Avonlea on Prince Edward Island, Canada, the novel recounts the unexpected arrival of an imaginative, spirited 11-year-old orphan, Anne Shirley, at Green Gables, the rural home of the middle-aged siblings Matthew and Marilla Cuthbert. As Anne settles into her new life, a string of blunders, adventures, and eventual triumphs accompanies her, and the story traces how deep and genuine family ties can take shape even during the most difficult moments. Anne of Green Gables has been translated into more than 36 languages, sold upwards of 50 million copies around the globe, and inspired numerous screen adaptations that have secured its red-haired heroine a lasting place in popular culture. The book is the first in an original 8-volume series, later joined by a posthumously published 9th installment. Anne Shirley, an 11-year-old orphan from Nova Scotia, is mistakenly sent to live with Marilla and Matthew Cuthbert, two unmarried siblings who reside at Green Gables on Prince Edward Island. Her early life has been marked by loneliness, hardship, and constant displacement, and her arrival at the Cuthbert home begins under similar confusion. The siblings had requested a boy to help with the farm work, but Anne is delivered instead. Matthew immediately warms to the talkative, dreamy girl whose lively chatter spares him from speaking much himself, while Anne's boundless imagination clashes at first with the firm practicality of Marilla, a no-nonsense woman determined to maintain order. Though Marilla initially insists on returning Anne to the orphanage, she ultimately relents when Matthew pleads for the child to stay, unsettled by the idea of sending her back to grim conditions. Marilla resolves to raise Anne properly, though she soon discovers the task is far more challenging than she expected. Anne's headstrong nature and vivid inner life frequently land her in trouble, often requiring apologies, confessions, or earnest attempts at making amends. From losing her temper when Mrs. Rachel Lynde, a longtime friend of Marilla's, criticizes her appearance to concocting melodramatic confessions to escape blame, Anne never fails to stir excitement. Gradually, Marilla finds herself growing fond of the girl's presence despite herself. Anne also discovers a dearest companion, a kindred spirit, as she calls one, in Diana Barry, who lives on the neighboring farm. When Anne begins attending school in Avonlea, she quickly becomes one of the brightest pupils and a favorite among her classmates, though it is her rivalry with the charming and clever Gilbert Blythe that most animates her school life. His teasing nickname, Carrots, mocking her red hair, sparks a long-lasting grudge and fuels her determination to outshine him in every subject. At 16, with the support of her inspiring teacher Miss Stacy, Anne sits for the entrance exams to Queen's Academy. She completes the teacher training program in a single year rather than the usual 2, and earns the prestigious Avery Scholarship, a $250 annual award toward 4 years at Redmond College. However, Matthew's sudden death from a heart attack, brought on by the devastating news of the Cuthberts' financial losses after a bank collapse, forces Anne to reconsider her ambitious plans. She relinquishes the scholarship and chooses to remain at Green Gables with Marilla to prevent the sale of their cherished home. Gilbert, in a gesture of kindness, gives up his post at the Avonlea school so Anne can take the position and stay close to Marilla. The novel concludes with Anne and Gilbert reconciling and forging the beginnings of a warm and lasting friendship. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.